It was a good win. It was a lot of fun watching the video Sunday, seeing our defense play fast and physical and fly around. We got a bunch of guys to the ball and did a great job in the situations of the game, shutting them out in third down. Offensively, I thought we ran the ball well. There are a lot of different things they threw at us. They got us a couple times on our protection, but we did a good job of making adjustments and picking it up and then making big plays. It was truly the game of big plays offensively, and took advantage of the turnovers. Challenged our kickoff cover team to go full speed and be fast and physical. They all did a great job. They were flying down. We had a lot of guys to the football. They had fun and got the ball out, and then we took advantage of it. So overall, it was a very good game for us.
Yeah, just the focus that you guys were able to kind of bring into that just kind of changed from the week before. Because how nice is it to know that those guys kind of realize it now, just kind of going week to week, that that's how they have to be.
Yeah, I think it's a great example of our leaders. You'll talk to a couple of them today. Titus and Ron did a really nice job all week long in their leadership and getting guys to each phase of practice and having energy and focus and making sure we executed and played fast. And certainly the practice showed up in the game.
And just Jason's performance, of course, after the ankle, just kind of maybe a few balls sailed on him in the drive after, but just kind of throwing those dimes, just kind of touchdowns the next few times. How good is he? I mean, we see it week after week, but you coach some really good quarterbacks, and he's just kind of he's climbing the ranks here at Missouri State already.
He's pretty good. Yeah, I think he's really good. He really understands the game, so he very seldom makes bad decisions. Where to go with the ball. He knows defenses, he sees movement post-snap, which is really good. Sometimes on a young quarterback they can see things pre-snap, but then when the safeties move and the linebackers move post-snap, they hesitate. And that's where his experience shows up, is he doesn't hesitate. He sees it and he believes it and trusts it. Like Jake right now is getting where he sees it, but sometimes you don't trust it when you're young and you haven't had all those reps and all that experience. So, and then he can really make the throws and make the throws under duress. And I think that's one of the big parts of football right now, is being able to throw the ball as a quarterback when you don't get to set perfectly and transfer your weight perfectly. So he can snap his wrist and get the ball out in different angles and make the throws. And then his ability to run helps us a lot.
How much do you do in pre-snap, just kind of pointing out the coverages and everything and getting the linemen ready? It seemed like just kind of watching it seemed pretty impressive the other day.
Yeah, he did a lot in that game. We did a lot of two-play calls or, things where he was making the final decision at the line of scrimmage, and he did a great job. He knows the run game too, so that helps a lot. I think the experience of going through the installation of different offenses made it easy when he came in here on how you learn, how you get it, how you get going. So that helped him a lot.
Do you get with him that you don't want him to run, or is he wanting to run too much, or do you want him to run more than he does?
Yeah, I think as a quarterback you have to be a willing runner. That's the way it is right now. So we like it when he can take off and go make plays, and he does a good job of protecting himself. He can run the zone read package and the option stuff that we do. We haven't taken that to the next level as far as calling it as much. And certainly the other day, we felt like, hey, in the second half, let's not do it. Let's just hand the ball and let our running backs run and, make sure that ankle's okay, which it is, so that's a good thing. But that's part of it. But he certainly can execute it. Yeah, there's no question about it.
Defensively, just kind of rewatching Kyrie McDonald's speed, just kind of some of the things he was blowing up the other day, and not really talked about too much this year so far, but he seems to be all over the place again.
Yeah, it was great. He was in a bad mood, so when he's in a bad mood, he plays really, really well. It's fast, and comes downhill and hits people, and it was just really good to see him and Titus both. Their ability to come to the run and read pass and know what's coming. When they're playing that fast and physical, it makes everybody else. And we missed a tackle by a linebacker, and they're both right there to make the tackle. So it was really, they both played really well.
How do you get him in a bad mood?
I don't know.
Has it been a week before?
I just remember going through warm-ups and looking at him and seeing how he's doing. I said, man, that dude's in a bad mood now. So it wasn't on me. I didn't put him in a bad mood.
The energy was obviously different from Youngstown Saturday. How big of an emphasis was that in this week in practice?
A lot. And like I said, it was our leaders that took care of it, not just the coaches. You know, the coaches were working at it and helping out. But our players did it. They made each other accountable and made each other work hard.
This North Dakota State defense just kind of looks pretty special. Just kind of, what have you seen kind of watching them so far?
Yeah, they're good. You know, their defensive front is exceptional, and they move them a lot. Their linebackers tackle. Both safeties come to the run. And then they, you know, can play both man and zone coverage. So the ability to do that, mix it up, challenges you a lot. But it'll be how we, you know, stay close in the game. Don't give them things. If we can move the ball on offense and not have to throw it every down, and don't, you know, our defense will play good against them, I believe, if we don't, you know, turn the ball over and give them easy scores, make them earn it. We need to have a close fourth quarter game and find a way to win in the fourth quarter.
You talk about not doing turnovers, not giving them much. Just kind of the margin for error just goes really, really down in these big games, and you guys have been able to win when you had some errors throughout the season, but it's just kind of getting in this stretch. And it was nice to see against Indiana State, I'm sure, that you didn't really have those errors.
Yeah, definitely. You know, taking care of the ball on offense, being consistently moving it. When we don't move it, we punt the ball well and cover. And then defense being able to, you know, have great stops and have situation stops. We're going to have to play a good game together, offense, defense, and special teams.
You mentioned the leadership a couple of times now with Titus, and there's a lot of leaders on defense. So what does he bring that's so unique?
I mean, knowledge. He's an inspirational leader, so he really does a good job of getting everybody else up and having a lot of emotion out there. You know, him and Kevin Ellis, I think, would be our two most inspirational leaders. He takes a lot of pride in it. He's the captain, and that means a lot to him. So it's great to see how much pride he takes in doing that.
Is Tyler Wiltz not an inspirational leader? We listen to him talk after some of these games, and it's just it fires us up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we got more than one or two, and you need that, you know, there's no doubt. And the defense has a lot of pride, you know, and their pride was injured after the Youngstown State game, there's no question. So it was great to see how they responded and how they came back.
Do you look at all, I mean, I know you're probably just looking at this one game here, but this 4-game stretch is against some of the best teams in the conference, and means a lot towards potential playoff chances. Just how much have you kind of looked and thought about that, just kind of going into this next stretch?
My philosophy is we just have to play one game and not worry about it and control what we can control. We can control how we practice tomorrow, get ready for North Dakota State.
And, I mean, it's a national championship program, just kind of where they've been for the last decade or so. Just seeing your growth compared to them and where they're at consistently. Just how impressed have you been just where this program is right now?
It's just exciting to go in there and play them. You know, you have to go through them to win the conference, and certainly, you know, they have the tradition, they have the facilities, they've got great players, really well coached. So it's a great challenge for us. We're going to have a lot of excitement and energy. But the one thing I need to make sure our players understand is we don't have to do anything extraordinary to win the game. We just have to play good, fair football in all 3 phases and not hurt ourselves.
You've mentioned that teams are giving you, a couple weeks ago, they're giving you more cushion on offense. They're playing you a little bit differently on defensive schemes. Do you expect to get different stuff from North Dakota State this week, or?
They kind of do what they do. They don't make a lot of changes. They don't do a lot of things different. They kind of do what they do and, you know, believe in their scheme.
Coach, their defense, I mean, they're ranked top in the FCS. Offensively as well, just talk about their quarterback, because he's your ultimate, dual threat weapon.
Yeah, his ability to run and throw is something that's definitely will be our focus, being able to control that. And you know, how they do it by formations, how they do it by personnel groups. They do a lot of change in personnel groups, and You know, whether it's what we call 11 personnel, 21, 12, 13, they'll play with 3 tight ends in the game. So it starts with our communication on what personnel's in there and then what they do out of that personnel group.
Is the Fargo Dome going to be something different than you're used to with that communication?
Yeah, I think it'll be loud. I think it'll be loud and something that, you know, we were thinking we were going to get at Oklahoma State. I think we were able to keep that down a little bit. You know, it's really up to us to make sure that the noise goes down by how you play.
As our players today, Titus, our co-captain, and Ron Tiavaasue, our tight end. And we'll give these guys a chance to settle in real quick and open to questions about this week's game.
Yeah, Titus just kind of getting everything turned around, and Coach spoke to how your leadership just kind of helped throughout that. What'd you do? What'd you do to help turn this thing around?
Man, I just do everything that I can as far as just helping the team, helping myself, just really bringing us together to come to our common goal, and that's ultimately to win a national championship. And so, in order to do that, you have to be reminded of the little things that it takes to do that most don't want to do. So that's really what I'm here, just making sure we do the small details and just bring that voice to the defense and just make sure we have a lot of energy.
Kind of talking to Coach there and just speaking to how good Kyrique was, and he spoke to how good you were as well. Just you two guys back there, just kind of cleaning up after everyone. Just how cool, how fun was that, and a dominant performance on Saturday?
Man, I love it. I love this defense. I love playing next to Kyrique, man. He pushes me to go harder, and I'm glad that he's able to go on the field and just play with that relentless effort that he has, because he brings another level to his defense as well. But alongside of that, just everybody on that defensive field just comes out and they all bring something individually, you know. And at the end of the day, it turns out to the performance that we had on Saturday. So when we all come together and play how we play, that's what happened.
Titus, when you look back at your time here, how do you think you've grown as a leader each year?
I'll say I've grown how to just continuously learn how to talk to people, because, you know, everybody's different, so you can't talk to somebody the same way as you would for one person. So it's just learning how to talk to people, how to bring the best out of everybody, how to push everybody to be their best. And so that's what I consider I've learned over these last 3 years of being the captain on this team.
Ron, you tweeted at me the other morning just saying how you guys like to be underdogs going into games, and you guys kind of get back to that role this week with North Dakota State, a powerhouse program. Why do you guys kind of like that role to motivate you guys going in?
I don't know. I just feel like everything we did last spring, you know, I mean, it's a new season and stuff, but we still feel disrespected, you know what I mean? Like, we feel like, you know, we can compete with anybody. And so we like being the underdog, because that's all we were last spring, you know. We were always the underdog. We were meant to win at UNI, we did. We were meant to win at South Dakota, we did, you know. So, I don't know, that's just how we play. We play like we have a chip on our shoulder. Everybody's counting us out, so we'd rather it that way, honestly.
Well, you got that going in with North Dakota State. Just talk about you going up against the third-ranked team in the country, top-ranked defense in the country. Just talk about those guys.
I mean, shoot. They're third ranked for a reason, you know. They're not there by accident. They work hard, and you know, I got depleted in that game last semester, so you know, I got one for them. So I don't know. It's gonna be a good game. We're gonna definitely practice hard this week, and we know what's up for grabs, you know. So we're gonna try to play hard.
Titus, you've been here since 2017. I was talking to some North Dakota State people this morning, and just kind of the level of respect they have for this program since then. And they said, oh, we used to circle this as a win for the Bison, and now we're not sure going into this week. Just how cool has it been to be a part of that growth, earn some of that respect?
You know, it's real cool. It feels good to finally get that recognition that we feel like we deserve, but it's just, that recognition doesn't guarantee a win. You know, we still got to go out there and perform and still do what we do. And at the end of the day, it's all about how we come out on the field and how we operate. You know, we got to make sure that we're gap sound, make sure we're running to the ball. It's really all about us. You know, yeah, we're playing them, but it's not about them. It's about us and how we come out and play that game.
Now, you've been up there before. Just talk a little bit about that atmosphere is like. And can it get guys out of focus a little bit, especially younger guys? How do you get the rest of your team to make sure you're right there?
It's a cool atmosphere because, like you said, it's a loud stadium in Fargo Dome, and so that brings a lot of energy, and it tends to motivate us to even play even harder. Because like Coach P said, we want to silence the crowd, and so if they're quiet at the end of the day, that means that we're doing our job, and means that we're coming out with an upset alert, so if you will. But so like it's fun going up there to play, and I like it for motivation.
It's loud up there. Or what?
It's decent, you know what I'm saying? Nah, it gets loud up there, but it's fun being in that stadium, so we're going to go out there and do what we got to do this weekend.
How does it make both you guys feel when Coach says, we don't have to do anything special to win this game, just do what we do and just don't make mistakes and be there at the end? I mean,
Couldn't have said it any other way. Like, he hit it spot on. Like, as long as we make sure we go out there and do our job and do what we need to do, the rest will take care of itself.
You talk about your national championship goals, and to beat a team, to get a national championship, you're going to have to beat a few teams like North Dakota State. Just knowing that you can do something like that this week, just is that the motivation? Just knowing that this is kind of your road to get there.
In a way, yes, because like you said, we're looking at it like we're in playoffs right now. We can't afford to lose. You know, we got to take every game like it's our last game and go out there and perform to our best. We got to win every game on the schedule, so we got to do that 1 week at a time.
Titus, you've played in, I think it was 48 of the 49 games since you stepped foot on campus here. How have you been able to have that longevity and to play in just about every game?
It's really about taking care of your body. You know, what you put into your body, how you treat your body on and off the field. It's really about all that type of stuff, because that's what creates longevity in the NFL. And so if those players are able to do it at that level, I know I'm able to do it here at this level. So, and that's where I aspire to get. So I know I have to take care of my body and really treat my body like a temple and really care for what I put inside of it.
I think that one game was North Dakota State last year, so does that make you a little bit more eager?
Oh yeah, I'm ready to get on this field, because they ain't get to see me last year, but they're definitely gonna see me this year though.
Ron, Coach talked about how Titus was an inspirational leader. How's he inspire? Is it just listening to him talk like that, or just what's he do?
Yeah, nah. I think it's one of those things where you got to be on the field with us. You know what I mean? But like, he definitely picks everybody up, man. Like if anybody else talking, I'll be like, yeah, cool. You know what I mean? I'm paying attention, but when T-Wall talking, oh yeah, I'm locked in. Yeah. When T-Wall say, hey, then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm locked in. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
so
give us a little story. Put us on the field with.
It's just too many to count. Like he said, you gotta be on the field to see.
It's like a feeling. It's definitely like an inspiration. Yeah, it definitely is an inspiration. Like it's a feeling, man. Like once he starts talking, man, you just feel the passion in his voice, and you know he's really trying to win, and you just want to be around guys like that. You know what I mean? Like guys that want to lift you up, and like he said, he talks to everybody else different. He talks to everybody differently. You know, not the same thing for everybody. So he's definitely an uplifting guy, and you know you can hear the passion in his voice when he's trying to lead. So I just follow him.
Ron, you scored a touchdown in this season so far. You know, Shelley's throwing the ball down the field. You're like, hey, you know, how about a little something here on the tight end side? Do you kind of talk to him a little bit about that? And are you open a lot or what?
It's a progression. I know it's a progression, you know. So a lot of the times I'm gonna check down. So I mean, I'll talk to him, you know, like let me get this one-on-one, you know what I mean? But like he knows what he's doing, and you know I'm not trying to ruin the progression. So what I try to do is just play with the ball, not in my hands. You know what I mean? So I try to go block for my teammates.
Right.
And,
I was going to say, is
right.
block first, look second?
Right.
Yeah.
I block for my teammates, and man, try to score, win the
Every
game.
once in a while, you got to feed the dog, right?
Yeah. Shoot. I mean, yeah, we hungry for sure, but yeah, it's. I know it's a progression, and Shelly know what he's doing. So
Ron go crazy with that ball.
When you're going up against a team that's ranked first in the nation in defense, how does that get the offensive guys going? I mean, are they like, okay, they automatically go up a notch this week in practice? Right?
Well, I'm pretty sure we played against the first-ranked defense our first game, wasn't it? They were like first-ranked in the FBS, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean...
so this is FCS, but
right,
still, yeah.
Right,
yeah.
So, I mean, the preparation is the same, you know, study a lot of film and watch what they like to do, watch how they tackle, you know. You kind of see those tendencies of how people tackle, that way you know how to make them miss, you know what I mean? So, like Coach said, like, we don't have to do anything different. We just got to not beat ourselves, you know. I think in the Youngstown game, we beat ourselves a lot, but we're definitely excited to, you know, you want to always compete against the best guys to see where you're at. You know what I mean? So we're definitely excited to go against them, for sure.
Titus, you say that Ron's something different when he gets the ball in his hands. Is it scarier to go up against him, try to tackle him, or Seattle?
Ooh. Man, them two boys right there, they both something else with that rock in their hands. So they both up there. I know anybody wouldn't want to run near them. So if I have to tackle them in the scrimmage, like during the fall camp season, I'm just make sure I go as low as I can on these two big dudes, man. Because you know, when you go up high, you're gonna feel every ounce of that. Every ounce of that.
Titus, why is being a captain so important to you?
You know, I like to just inspire others, and I feel like I have a gift, and so I want to use my gift to bring others, you know, in a positive way, in a positive direction, uplift others. You know, I'm real big on uplifting people, and so whenever I see somebody down, I'll naturally just lean towards them and just try to uplift them any way I can. So that's why I just take so much pride in this captain role, because I don't take anything for granted, and so I make sure I do the best that I can with it.
Are the motivational speeches something you practice in the mirror at home, or is it just, you know, whatever happens?
I just, whatever happens, man, I just go and wing it, you know, so that's how it goes. When I was younger, like when I was a little kid, I guess you could say I used to practice motivational speeches, but now they just come naturally, so that's how I go about it.
You missed the Bison game last time. Were you hurt? Was that the situation, or what was it?
Yeah, that week, I was a little banged up that week. You know, had my hamstring wouldn't cooperate with me so good. So, but I'm ready to go this week though, 100%.